it means that I'm giving back to the thing that put me on. My story is very simple. Everything was wrong except entrepreneurship and communication.
So what is your definition of a truly influential person?
You know what's funny? I don't even know if I have an answer. I mean, I have some sort of answer, right? But I actually don't have passion behind it. I actually have no passion behind, an influential person brings value to their audience, which creates a relationship with them predicated on value. Whether that value is they're so attractive that you want to look at a model, or they make you laugh, or they give you a mindset shift, or they give you a tactic on TikTok. I don't get to judge why somebody becomes influential. The audience gets to judge. That's fine. That's cool. That's whatever. I think what I think I do extremely well is I counterpoint my own points. I always say that I'm a contradiction. Like, I believe influencers really matter. I was right. I was right 8 years ago when I was yelling about that. It's happened. People have amassed followers and people want to tap into that attention, right? At the same token, if you notice, once I establish that and it becomes acceptant, all of a sudden my message starts changing to the counter move of that, which is like, hey influencers, don't get too high in your own supply. Who the fuck are you? Treat people with kindness. This could go away. Make sure you start building your audience in other platforms. I'm constantly doing that. I'm right about trends, and then I start to help the people that have benefited or aspire to it to understand the counter issue of that trend. There is always a reaction to something that happens. And many things start pure and then get tainted with success. I would argue, I had a conversation with somebody yesterday, and it got into humility, and it's so interesting to me. I was gifted with it, that's all I can say. My parents instilled it, it was in my natural DNA. My bravado is only matched by my humility, and every day that I'm consciously aware of my influence, my scale, my notoriety growing, I subconsciously continue to triple down to make sure my humility is outpacing my growth. Listen, you know this better than any, why this is funny to have this conversation with you is you know it better than anyone.
Yeah, no, and I was just about to say, like one of the coolest moments in my entrepreneurial journey so far was having the opportunity to meet you. Like walking into your office for our first meeting, someone I had admired for so long when it comes to the whole hustle and everything, and literally walking out of there having you as my business partner. You became an investor in Muslim Girl and also an advisor and mentor to me. I'm curious what kind of influence you saw in Muslim Girl.
What was the last part? I want to make sure I heard that. What kind of what?
What kind of influence you saw in Muslim Girl?
You know what's funny? So what I saw is, when I think back to it, was I just intuitively knew that there was value that you could bring to the table, and more importantly, and it's really manifested, I had a funny feeling that nobody could help you more than me. To me, it was maybe my ego and my speaking, which was like, I have to invest in this company because she can do so much, but she's gonna need something that's an enigma of both business and mindset, because she's gonna be an influencer and an operator, and she's gonna need somebody who, look, this is so surreal to have this conversation with you, because literally, I didn't know I was having this conversation with you because I never look at my schedule and I have no idea what I'm ever getting into. I'm sure that's making Maha laugh right now. Number two, we really had a transcending, I would argue that the meeting you and I had 2 weeks ago was even more powerful than the first one.
Wow.
Because the first one, a lot of people believe in you because you're fucking charismatic and you've got it. I think the meeting you and I had 2 weeks ago was the manifestation of what I actually talk about.
Yeah, no, it's definitely come a lot. Especially with your support, like everything has come, to this point that I don't think any of us really could have imagined. And especially for you, I think we always could tell that, your heart was in the right place when it came to like working with us. And especially, with everything that you just talked about, you know, with your influence that you've garnered, with the adversity that you've experienced, and kind of like what you're witnessing us go through as a Muslim publication right now, you know, as Muslims in today's political era, you know, what does it mean for you to use your influence to support underrepresented narratives like mine?
It means that I'm giving back to the thing that put me on. My story is very simple. Everything was wrong except entrepreneurship and communication. And I use those things to build a happy life. And the fact that I'm in a point in my life where I can give back, it matters to me tremendously. Like, it's very easy for me to be a conscious human that cares about humanity, that when you walked into my room, that I genuinely believed that you needed me on your team, and that your story within your community and the greater community of humans was a story that needed infrastructure behind it to navigate. And when I think back to the 4 or 5 meaningful meetings we've had, or phone calls, or those transcending moments when you had your most difficult times or where you needed me to step up, that's what I'm way more proud of than intuitively knowing you had it when you walked in. Because you know your truth. You know other people were enamored by your energy, but then weren't there.
Yeah, that's so true.
That's it.
So what does that mean? Is that part of the MO? It's
Yes,
you know,
yes. Doing the right thing
is
always the right thing. That's the MO.
I love that.